Right.
We need to. I'm going to look like outside. You know when they're melting to say like which apartment number where people live. I guess she would have told me the name of the guy.
Well, you got the name. She didn't.
Yeah.
She couldn't identify an apartment number because there's no address for these people. However, like I said, this kid, whoever it was, went into that building, which looks like a housing
Yeah, Kyrie.
apartment. As far as you know, Kyrie McCormick lives in that building, but you don't know what floor. See a small group of people standing and sitting in front of the front steps to the entrance of the building.
What's the street like?
It's fairly empty. There's no car traffic. There's people walking back and forth. There's a small crowd in front of the building that you're assuming that Kyrie is there. Most of the other buildings don't appear to have anyone in front of them. However, most of the windows are either shaded completely or boarded up with enough suspiciously open cracks that you could be pretty sure that there's probably several spotters. But you're going to have to make an awareness check.
Alright, I'll make an awareness check.
360 camera. Boom.
Okay, and so yeah, like I said, you don't notice anything threatening immediately. However, you do notice that as soon as you walk out this car, there's probably going to be several people who could probably see what you're doing without you knowing what they're doing. At least from some of the buildings nearby.
And the building we're
There's
looking
definitely
at, the windows are all boarded up, like you mentioned before.
no. That one's it's like a tenement building, so it's just a lot of curtains and like laundry hanging on people's windows and whatnot. Some of the other buildings though have boarded up sections, but at first you looking like, is that an abandoned building? And you're like, no, there's a little slit where someone can just literally just poke their eyes out and scan the area without being seen, and you realize that it's actually just more of a lookout hole than a boarded up building.
Well, I guess Enric is going to make motion like to follow him as he start to walk toward the stairs.
I'm actually gonna head the other direction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I walk around the car because I assume I was driving. Am I wrong?
Well, yeah, you're the one driving.
Okay. I walk around the car. I pull my rifle out of the trunk, and I walk to the building across the street, opposite the way you're going.
Okay. We're sharing like a comm, so if there's anything, you can just like send me a text or a voice thing.
All right, Miguel, what are you doing?
I'm keeping close to my boss here, but I do have my assault rifle on full of kitted out. So.
I just imagined that guy, like one guy, leave, go onto the trunk, take the sniper rifle.
Well, this is just for talking to the kid and seeing what he knows and where we can find what more information we can get out of him.
So yeah, well,
true, but this is a dangerous neighborhood, so
that's why like Enric has his axe on his back and his Colt and his holster.
Yeah.
Hey, and Kitty, what are you doing?
I'm sticking with Hendrik. I'm just here as secretary support.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, she's my secretary.
All right then. So as you walk up to the basically the tenement building that's before you, you see a bunch of what look like a bunch of young, older teenager types just lounging out, and one of them looks at you and he goes, "Aren't you?" One of the kids on the steps looks at you and goes, "You're Henrik, aren't you?"
Yep, we were coming to see someone named Carries.
Who are you looking to see? It's like, holy shit. And a couple other kids are jumped up and like, holy shit, we saw your speed last night. You were freaking epic. And now you got a small crowd of teenagers like hanging up in front of you. A couple of them want a couple of selfies and whatnot. And so
sure, why not?
none of them actually heard you ask for Kyrie's name because they're all desperate to get your name
So
autograph or
yeah.
selfie.
Well, yeah. Well, after the picture and all that, I was going to say. So, do you guys know Kyrie's?
And he goes, "Yeah, I know where he is." And he gives you a floor and an apartment number.
Thank you, and try to don't get too much into trouble unless you know how to deal with it.
And so a couple of them are like right on, and they come and chant a couple of your song lyrics. And
Yeah, as I
so you
guess,
walk
yeah,
in,
I'm going to the
and
apartment number.
right. So you travel up to the apartment number. This is really a really shitty building with a lot of trash and broken down lights and shit. You walk up, and you see the apartment door in front of you. I'm assuming you're gonna knock or ring the doorbell.
I'm going to knock.
And in a couple of minutes, you hear this rather young person. Who's there?
Oh, guess.
He goes, I don't know. I was like, wait. And you see him like the door crack a little bit. And he looks out and he goes, and then who are you?
Well, you send an email to me asking
Goes,
help.
holy shit! And then you see him close the door a little bit. You hear something uncock like a shotgun.
Jesus.
And then a couple of seconds later, he opens the door and he's just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it!" He goes, "It's really you!" And
It's me.
a rather gangly-looking teenage boy, puppy-eyed dog, stare at you. He's holding a sawed-off shotgun in one arm, and yeah, he's standing before the doorway. You look in, the apartment is super sparse and poor.
Hey kid, do me a favor, put that thing away before you hurt yourself.
He goes, "Hey, don't tell me how to live." He goes, "I know how to shoot," but but at the
Yeah.
same time, he obviously still googly eyed at Henrik. He puts the shotgun down on the counter, and he's just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it." He goes, "Dude, man, I have every one of your albums, man. I saw you play on top of the corporate tower when you set off those fireworks. That shit was epic, man. Man, those corporate students were so mad."
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I got sent some assassin after me after that, but it wasn't
Oh my
too much.
god, when you stopped that turf war the other week, that shit was crazy, man. You went in there and chopped that dude's head off, like
Well, Henrik is just going to smile. Well, because at least his presence is making like a kid in a bad moment happy. That's something that he wished to fight for, to make people happy.
And so yeah, after a couple of minutes of him recounting the best moments of Henrik performances for him, he finally kind of runs out of steam, and you can finally see like the gravity of the situation comes in, and he goes, "So I guess you read my email, huh?"
Yeah.
He goes,
Can we come inside?
he's like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry." He goes,
Yeah, no,
"Yeah."
no worries.
And so yeah, you see him like for the first time. You can tell like probably you remember because as a kid you probably were just like I didn't give a shit about company or guests. But you can see like he's trying to remember like what you do to be a host. So he's like straightening up some chairs and he's like clearing off some trash on the table and he's trying to go over his head like what do people do when they get invited over? Oh yeah, like oh you want something to drink, man? It's like I don't have any booze, but I got this decent artificial orange juice if you want it.
Yeah, it's all right, Carrie. Just relax, sit down, and tell me what happened.
And so yeah, you see him, he's still kind of like not sure what to do with himself. So you carefully guide him into the chair and you sit down. And after a couple of seconds of him still kind of like disbelieving that his personal, hero is here, he finally gets into it. And apparently, him and his mom have been living here for a number of years. There's a new crime gang that's moved into the neighborhood. They're called the poachers, and so
How old are you,
he
Jim?
did Huh?
I just say of like on the road, so like how are you know?
Yeah. And so ever since they moved in, people have been disappearing, young girls, so, women who were living by themselves. Um, and over time, they just seem to be running brothels in this district of town. That just seems to be what they're knowing. But okay, so he has very tangential. He just hears. I hear they run up, a whorehouse down here, and I hear they're really big into sex trade. But you know, you probably, this is probably just shit that kids say about in schoolyards and shit. And so, but what ends up happening is his mom, who works pretty late, he just didn't come home one night. And when he went to ask at work, all he got was that she clocked out at the time and that she was fired for not reporting to work the next day. Never got. And as far as he know, that she left one night from her job and on the way home disappeared. And the only reason why he suspects that it's the poachers is one day as he was standing on the front steps with his friends, the kids in the front who all listen to the same music, he saw one of the gang members come by with their car. And one of the gang members looked at him and they kind of like laughed at him and then just drove off. And he's like, I've never spoken to those guys. He goes, I don't even know why they would even know who I was. And they looked at me and they kind of like knew who I was and left. And so once that happened, he asked around a couple of the other neighborhood people, and some of them didn't want to tell him what might have happened because obviously he's a kid and they don't want to, like that. But after a while, he realized a lot of them said, yeah, your mom's probably been kidnapped and sold into sex slavery. And there's pretty much not much they can do about it because these guys drive around heavily armed and they pretty much control this area.
Oh. Cutie, can
However, Kyrie cannot give you any insight into what the nature of their operation is, or even where the brothels are, or how they run them. That's just street thing he heard, that they're big sex. They run girls. That's all he knows. He doesn't know how he does it. He's never actually seen them do any of it. He just sees them drive by and hang out wherever they hang out and pick fights with people, but he himself have never seen any of this activity.
Do you remember the immatriculation plaque of the car that you saw passing?
No, he's like, nah, I didn't get a chance. I was so shocked by the moment, and it was so frightening that I didn't get any information. He's like, I tell you the type of car it is, and I can tell you all the guys inside of it, but I can't. I don't have anything other than that.
Yeah, go on. That could help. While you do that, Kitty, can you try to search the nearest brothel?
I could try to find it, but it's unlikely they've put up a nice big web page for it. Honestly, I'd say probably the better angle might be to go to her place of work and see if the camera's caught anything on her way out.
Yeah.
Maybe try to trace it from there. At least then we got an idea of which direction they've gone.
Hey, listen, excuse me, kid. You went to work. Did anybody at work seem you like off, or your mom has complained about somebody at work?
He goes, nah. He's like, I don't know anything about what my mom did at work. He goes, she wouldn't tell me what she did there.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
So, where on which street was your mother working? Was it the place?
He gives you a location. It's a couple of miles from here.
Okay. Well, we are going to we're going to ask around, see her Xbox, and we're going to check the car. And if we find a brothel, we're going to go inside, move a bit the things, go see the boss, and get answer.
And he is absolutely. He's like, wow, I can't believe it. He's like, I thought that was all a stunt, man. That Death Burn guy says that you're basically like a fake celebrity.
Oh no. It's real explosion, real blood, and real firefighting.
He goes, wow, man, that's amazing. You really talk the talk, don't you?
Well, I'm trying to give a reason to people to fight back and to give hope. So that's why I put myself in danger to help people like you.
All right. Well, he is just absolutely enthralled by you, and so basically, he's hero worshiping you at this point. So there's not gonna he's basically hanging on your every word. So he is super psyched. He's can't wait to tell his friends that the great Henrik is gonna come in and save his mom, and
Okay, well,
he thanks you profusely.
no need to thank me. I'm sure if you were in my place, you would have done the same thing.
He goes, absolutely, man, and he rattles off some lyric from one of your songs.
So yeah, yeah, Enric is going to stand up and he's going to look at the kid and say, if well, next time we come by, I'm gonna knock 3 times, stop and knock 2 times to know that to let you know that's me. Because if we start to do some trouble into brothel, maybe some of those guys might come back.
He goes, don't worry, man. He goes, I'm ready, and he walks back over and he takes his shotgun and he cocks it again, and he goes, I won't let anybody take over my home.
But try to not get yourself killed.
He's like, right on, man.
Enric is going to smile as he's going to leave the apartment. As he's going
All right,
to as he's going to send a quick message to Muerte that they are leaving the building.
all right then. So Henrik, I mean Muerte, as you're, what are you doing?
Oh,
While all this is happening.
I went to the roof of the opposite building, took up a sniper post, and just watched the street, as was the window of the apartment that they entered.
Okay, and so so you went into the other building and went up to the roof. Okay, so um,
I'm going to go get something to drink. Out of character.
no
Okay.
problem. So as you approach the other building, you see that the door is locked.
Okay. Do you intend that to stop me, or should I continue?
Well, you have the option of either picking the lock or breaking through
I
the
break
door.
it open, I kick it open. That's why I said it's not going to stop me.
All right then. As you're kicking the door open, there are 3 individuals standing behind it. They quickly jump up and challenge you. What the fuck are you doing?
Get out of my way, or you will be... You know what? No threats. Just get out of my way.
They go, fuck you, buddy. This is our building.
How is your deposit on the police?
On the what?
On the police. How is your deposit?
He goes, they just look at you like, what?
No, not good? English?
He goes, we are the police here, buddy, and roll initiative.
Okay.
Well, we can skip going to the brothel.
Not really. I mean, this happens at the same time you guys
I'm
are
back.
entering the other building, so...
Yeah.
You're just gonna have a lot of
what
good
happened?
background noise. Don't worry, kid. Don't get yourself... Everything's gonna be alright. You're
Yeah.
gonna find your... Oh my god, my arm!
Like, and you see, like in the background, someone like get thrown off the roof.
Yeah, because
let me-
whenever
let me-
you guys are talking to the kid, the camera would obviously be facing the kid, right? So you see what's happening out the window.
Yeah,
You guys are gonna leave and the block is gonna be on fire.
You play it safe, kid. Don't do anything we wouldn't do. Yeah, meanwhile,
He didn't say that. That's
Yeah, just say stay safe and don't get yourself killed.
Well, it was a shitty roll, but apparently it was better than the mirror shades.
No.
So you want me to act, or are you gonna do something else too?
You just give me a second here for some. Is that the problem? That's what the problem is. I'm in the wrong map layer. That's why.
Good job. I just imagine like Muerte like listening to his music while he fires his gun. I think that's what he do basically.
Got it. All right. He rolled.
I mean, maybe, if not for the fact that I had to talk to these guys, which means I probably had to pull an earplug out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want here? I'll give you a turn.
That's
you go.
well, that's the music that Enric is going to play on his stream when they enter the brothel.
All right. So, as you see, three guys are. I'm just using. Don't. This is not the layout. I don't have a layout. This is all gonna be theater of the mind.
That's fine. I mean, they could be in the general area, because I'm just going to raise my fist at them and fire a rocket at them.
Wait, you have you have a rocket in your fist?
There's mini rockets.
Oh, that's badass.
See,
That's
no
so
amount of-
metal.
Wait, what's the detonation range on that?
3 meters.
Ooh, fumble.
Oh,
Yep, it fumbled.
That's like point blank. It's fumbled.
Oh. Oh dear.
It's not really point
what-
blank 3 meters. I mean, I'm still outside of that.
Well, maybe it's going to go there, but it's not going to explode immediately.
Okay.
Well, it is going to be somewhat embarrassing, though. Like, ding.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
Well,
that guy's not
it's-
getting paid.
Well, no, it's just like Muerte is like the rocket doesn't work. I guess you're going to die painfully then.
Well, the thing about the wrist racket is it's got to be mounted on a battle glove anyway. So that same fist that's being risen is looking pretty badass already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could end up shooting yourself in the foot or something. Which
yeah, because a reflex fumble 8 is you manage to wound yourself.
I guess and burn a bit when the rocket launch.
I remember how.
Well,
It's supposed to-
reflex, or wouldn't it be a weapon fumble?
Reflex combat 8, you manage to wound yourself.
Yeah, what I'm saying, wouldn't it be a weapon fumble and not a reflex fumble?
That's true too. Let's see. What's the weapon fumble chart say?
I know it's further on. Sorry, I'm opening
And
the book now.
for your
looking.
stream, you will need to update the character that show up at the
I'm
bottom.
aware. I've got a lot of shit to do on the stream. Don't worry about that. That's my problem.
I'm trying to test difficulty.
Let's see here. The problem is that it is, I think, in the combat section.
Page 100. What do you got?
Is it? So I'm on page 100.
Actions, ambush. There's a grenade table.
No, that's a different thing.
What's that?
The one that we're
That's a
talking
different thing.
about was on a different page, because I remember, because we went there when Lessons last solo was firing the gun out of the car, and we were using that chart. I just can't remember where it was. I remember the chart you're talking about is earlier on in the book.
Yeah, that's the fumble table.
No,
That's the
that's
one
a
where I-
different fumble table, though. Remember, because we had to be reminded that that one even existed. Because there's a different fumble table for guns and weapons.
Automatic weapons. There's automatic 3-1 burst, suppressing fire. Unusual range weapons. Darts, beams. Here we go. I think I got it here. Area effect weapons. Area effect weapons are fired just like any other type. However, they are capable of covering more than one target. Shotguns, grenades, explosive flamethrowers, missiles and rockets, mines, and RPGs are made with other ranged weapons with the center of the area effect falling within a designated target. Anything within the area effect taking damage as well. The target is missed. The true center of the attack must be determined when calculating where a grenade or other area weapon hits. Roll 1d10 to determine the direction on the. Hey, you do use the grenade table.
Okay.
Roll d10 on the grenade table, then roll a second d10 to see how many meters away it hit. So,
7.
Double
this.
sevens. But the thing here is, we're in a hallway. So 7 meters to the right or 7 meters to the left is going to be a wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess there's another building that would need
23.
to be rebuilt.
Cannonball rocket blast.
To be
right?
fair, though, apparently 7 is to the left and away from them. And away from me. So they could still get hit in the blast, and I'd be fine.
It's a 3-meter blast
Right, but again, a hallway.
in a hallway. So I'm going to. You know what?
They're fucked up.
Just as the sake of dramaticism, you have a dodge ability there. There's a dodge skill, isn't there?
There is, but that's only for melee combat. That's one of your options when you're trying to counter a melee attack. Like athletics, dodge, escape.
Make an athletics check.
What, me?
Like, well, you have the time to see that your rocket is fucking up, so.
I will give you an athletics check to see if you are able to dodge the blast back from the.
What blast pack? It's away from me.
It's a tight corridor, so you would actually get hit by the blowback of what normally.
But
would have
7
been.
is straight away. 1 is basically where I'm at. 7 is past them. So either I'm right in front of them, which you didn't indicate, which is why I would be firing a rocket in my own feet, or
So, I
it's
guess
just past them and to the left.
I guess it would be past them to the left. Like this.
Here, let me move right here. Say that's the doorway, right? Boom. Boom.
Yeah.
7 is
yeah.
like over here somewhere.
Well, like where I did. Like, do you see my arrows?
No, yeah, you're right. I'm facing the other direction. So yeah, 7 is on the other side of that.
So yeah, this guy would get hit.
Everyone within a 3-meter radius of wherever that thing would go. The
Right,
problem
well,
is
3 meters is out. I'm outside of 3 meters. I'm 7 meters away.
Oh yeah, all of them will get hit.
Okay, that works. Yeah,
See, it's
that
like
works. I just want.
5.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking at the rules, and there's no
2.
rule for like, basically a backfire effect.
Right.
So,
No, well, I'm just
yeah,
saying
we'll
that
just say
the
for the-
backfire effect would be away from me. That was my only point to it. So I'm trying to illustrate here with numbers on the map. See if that makes any more sense.
I don't know why. I just imagine like your character just like getting dust off him and shoot the rocket after.
Oh, they basically he fires, the rocket goes over their heads, and they're like, "What the hell was that?" And then explodes behind them and just
Just
obliterates them.
rub it off.
Right. If not for the fact that the range, it's a hallway, right? So if there was no hallway here, it would just keep going this way.
Yeah,
But
it would
there
just
is a
start off at
wall
distance.
here, so it's going to blow up there, and then the 3-meter explosion is going to carry
Well, let's hope that the support can hold the building.
well, it's just one wall. I mean, if this is the load bearing for the entire building, then we were fucked to begin with for having a fight here. But yeah, no, number 5 and number 4 were still in the blast at that point.
Oh, I guess some people going to die.
Well, it depends on their armor. It's 5d6. How much is 5d6, right?
Well,
He's
23
doing
damage.
23
It's 20
damage.
It's 23.
The damage rolled pretty well.
They all take 23. So
No,
even
not all.
though-
Number 3 is outside the blast.
is he?
Yeah, as illustrated. I'm so diligent in painting. Yeah, 5 is in the blast. Hold on, where am I at here? There we go. 5 is in the blast. 4 is in the blast. 3 is just outside of the blast.
And yeah, well, even me with my armor, I will still get bad right.
Okay, fair enough. Does he? Yeah. Yeah, we don't even need to roll that. These two guys get instantly engulfed in the explosion. Ridiculous.
I arrowed the badass and metal of all of them.
However, you have also collapsed the roof and part of the wall, so your path into the building is now impeded.
Well, yeah, but now I can just climb over that to the next floor, maybe. You know, it's not really a problem. Also,
I'll
let
just
me mark down some of my ammo.
Jeez, the collateral damage is up the roof. Literally.
So yeah, that's my
So
turn.
yeah, we're
If
gonna have
this guy
to.
wants to
We're
do
gonna.
something.
We're gonna have to do a little retcon because Henrik, as you're talking to this kid, you hear an explosion nearby.
How much do you guys want to bet that is the
Miguel, and Kitty, you also hear an explosion not too far away from where you guys are at.
Okay, immediately I drop to one knee and my rifle comes up and I'm pointing at the door. I was like, "Que carajo. We gotta move."
Yeah. Well, it's on the next door. So, well, it's on the next building.
Weird. Why would that be happening? Only one of us went over to that building.
Well, like I said, how much do you want to bet that is Muerte?
I do like the idea here that I've never painted myself as good at my job.
Well,
I mean, Trench might have done that. Morte's never said he was good at his job.
Okay, so we'll flip back to Morte, and I guess after you shoot the rocket, that's it for you.
Yeah, like you said, this guy wants to do something. He's feeling suicidal. He can go right ahead.
yeah,
All right.
like he sees two pal dead, and he's just like,
Oh no, he picks up his machine gun and shoots back.
Be my
yeah,
guest.
really suicidal.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just Charles Bronson here, if that's a reference that still flies these days.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'm just Charles
What's
Bronson, and there's a movie, Charles Bronson fires a rocket launcher at somebody, so I'm still playing.
He does.
Also, that damage isn't enough to hurt me.
So
This is more like Commando than Charles Bronson. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charles
like a
Bronson.
bad-
No, Charles Bronson is in a very poor area.
Yes, I know. I know the one you talk about. He also used a machine gun in another movie as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his.
Commando
is typically one-on-one fights. Charles Bronson just takes out groups of
But
people.
no, at the end of Commando, he takes out entire buildings full of
I
people.
damaged some of the superstructure. That's it.
You don't remember the big money scene with the quadruple rocket launcher where he blows up whole buildings in one shot? Literally walks around with the M60 machine gun, like mowing down people like it's a weed whacker.
Oh yeah,
Never
I'm just
reloading.
gonna move up on this guy, and then I'm gonna make a kick.
like like you're getting shoot, you just walk and kick.
Yep, just walk
And
through the
yeah.
blast. It's a -3 because I moved first, but I have a +3 for Thai kickboxing for doing the kick. So
You're
it's
just
a
gonna kick him and the wall, and it's going to damage the place further.
nope.
Okay, and then
Apparently,
I gotta.
all I do is fumble. So I'm not very good at my job.
Yeah, but
Ooh,
we are
another
not here to
fumble.
see that.
I've got the skills
Yeah.
to be amazing. I'm just not
Yeah.
very good at my
Fumble.
job.
You win
Nice.
by inertia basically. Your name should be Muerte. It should be Inertia.
Look, my name is Death. Maybe not theirs, maybe not mine, but somebody,
But
right?
somebody's, yeah.
So what's the fumble for combat?
Yeah, that one literally has to be combat. There's no other option.
And you roll a 9, so that makes it a. Where are you? 9. You wound a member of your party, which you don't have any, so you're good.
Yeah.
Wall, I guess basically you don't have a member of your party. We'll switch back to the three of you. What are you gonna do next?
Well, I guess we're going. Well, are we so with the recon? Are we still in the room with the kid, or are we outside?
We could say you wrapped up the conversation fairly quick once you
Yeah.
once you heard the explosion. That's when you're like, okay, kid, I'm gonna take care of your problem, and you stay safe in there and everything.
Yeah, as I guess
In the
as Miguel take his assault rifle, and I'm gonna take like my gun, and we go outside. As I guess we kind of jog downstairs the apartment.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna
He's
say
gonna send a text just saying report on it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna sit there and say that it's gonna take you 4 rounds to get back down to the front of the building.
All right.
So we'll just do this between you and him. This guy, he's gonna kick back.
That seems like a dumb move.
Yeah.
Well, clearly my submachine gun couldn't take him out. My foot will do the trick. Again,
I think he's more
you hit
more
me.
desperate. He's just desperate,
Yeah.
basically.
I
Oh,
mean, he hits me, but that's not better than the 20 he rolled before. Or 17.
No, you're right. And so it's your turn now.
You know what? Let me just double check here. Yeah. I'm gonna sigh, turn to him, say the thing I just said out of character, in character. And then I guess I'm gonna try and uppercut him. Now this roll actually has a negative of its own because the battle glove has a -2 of its own right. But that should automatically be associated, I believe. Hey, how about that? Green and everything.
Oh Jesus.
What is 10 head or is that like right leg or something?
Right leg.
I uppercut him in the right leg.
Wait, which does the right come first?
Yes, right always comes first. So I guess that's a
Okay,
left.
so I guess I guess so. It's left leg then. You guys really have a problem with legs.
I guess I ducked low and uppercut into the leg. Oh, maybe I was pulling the Johnny Cage crotch shot.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
This is where you fall down.
All right, so he has to make an opposed, right?
Yep.
Guy. Oh, I lost him.
Unfortunately, the battle glove counts as a melee weapon instead of a, tie punch. Nope.
Hear ya.
You do not succeed. What armor do you have?
This guy has he has SP4 on his chest.
Well, then I've blown your leg fucking off. So make a death save.
All right, I'm not gonna bother you dispatch this guy instantly. However, you're now collapsed the main hallway that takes you to the stairways. You have no way of getting through the hallway.
Well,
Oh,
again,
they
if
just
I've collapsed
climbed
part
the
of the
rubble.
ceiling, yeah, if I've collapsed part of the ceiling and the wall, then there's a wall of rubble. I'll just walk up.
Yeah, there's no obvious way that you can get upstairs either. It's all collapsed in. You've blocked
I'm not
yourself
talking about
out.
stairs. I'm talking about the wall of rubble to get to the next floor.
Yeah, you realize like you can't. If you climb up, all you're gonna do is bring more rubble down on you. You effectively blocked your way
What did
past the
Kitty
hallway.
send? Kitty sent a message, right?
Mhm.
Yes, report.
A somewhat confused look is going to cross my face as I look at the carnage wrought about me. I'm going to send back a message. Met opposition, handled it, coming back your way. To which I will just turn around and walk back to the car.
Nothing happened.
A phrase I'm sure will never be repeated again in our 10-euro service here in the Cyberpunk future. I turn around and walk back to the car. And since the explosion blew out the hallway away from me, which means that the door was behind me, I will close the door behind me.
It almost looks like as if you didn't blow a whole portion of the hallway down.
Well, from the outside, it won't.
It almost gets just the doors are slightly skewed, just something not quite right.
To be fair, this building looked like shit before I got here.
I realize like no one's gonna notice. You notice because you noticed the two difference before and after, but you're pretty sure most everybody else driving by is not gonna pay attention.
So yeah, Muerte, genre, say the message. Say the message that you sent back to Kitty because he was getting a drink.
I said, met opposition, handled it. RTB, I guess?
Kidnappers are the gang we're looking for?
I mean, to be fair, that whole conversation apparently didn't happen anymore because you guys immediately, wanted to bug out.
No. We were when we were finishing the conversation.
Yeah.
That's when the explosion happened. So the explosion was like a punctuation to the.
Yeah, that's what motivated Henrik to leave.
Yeah.
All right, so like I said, encountered opposition, handled it, RTB.
We're moving out soon, probably.
Mm-hmm.
That you guys link up. As you guys leave the front door, you see Muerte coming out from across the street. The door is closed, but you do see some sort of light smoking, like some kind of you ever seen that effect when like something explodes and like the dust kind of shoots out and has this sort of smoky haze coming from a building?
Well, the fact that two bodies also died in an explosion, it's got to be like one of those horror movie scenes where the door is like slightly waving on the hinges, but there's like some sort of gruesome, macabre scene just behind it that you can almost see every time it sways one way or the other.
Yeah, there you go. That's a perfect scene right there. Yeah, as the door is he tried to close the door, but apparently now the latch doesn't work anymore, so it's like swinging back and forth. And in the swing, you see like smoke and flame and like maybe a body part.
I look at Muerte and go, "This is me, not asking you anything."
And as
leave it at that.
and as I go back to the trunk, put my gun back into the trunk and close it, I said, "This is me, not talking about it."
Henrik is going to laugh.
All right, so how about everyone give me an awareness check?
Okay.
God.
Coming right up.
Aren't the kids still at the first step?
No, they ran for it.
Oh, they ran from the explosion.
Okay.
Hold up, I super critted that, apparently.
Yeah.
The tens do explode.
Yep,
Oh, Jesus.
better than me.
Well, man,
All right.
I'm too busy laughing, so.
So as Miguel and Henrik are conversing about what the fuck just happened across the street. Kitty, you just happen to be glancing over in the right direction, and you notice several cars rounding the corner a few blocks away, and you can tell that they're fully people.
They're fully people. You heard it.
Yeah.
They are
Do these
people.
match the description the kid gave us of the other cars?
With that number, I'm gonna say that your fortunate positioning and your quick eyesight is keen enough to realize, like, yeah, these look like the guys that the kid was talking about. And
Kitty's
it's
kind
like,
of course, like back up and like out of the way. I'm not sure her exact position at the moment since she was texting. Probably like into the building. She was just about to leave.
oh, you guys are in front of the car.
Okay, yeah. So she might be like hopping into the car right now and texting back up to Muerte. It's like, you got another explosion in your pockets?
Well, I mean,
Look out the window.
I'm behind the car putting my gun away, but I also got like a 29, so
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure that-
she'll just say that. It's like, take a look over there.
so instead of putting my gun away, I imagine that I just, pop the bipod and position it on the hood of the car and aim down the way.
Okay. If you want to take a pot shot, go ahead.
I'll take
Well, it's not a
cover.
pot shot, but
Try to.
With a
to
20,
leave
did
one
I notice
alive.
something? Did I saw him too, or is that it had to be higher?
no. Yeah, actually, we'll say you two. You once Kitty got the jump on all of you because she rolled so highly that she was the one that caught it first. But then Muerte and then Miguel, you guys obviously because of your combat and emergency training also are quick on the uptake. So within a few microseconds or a few seconds of Kitty catching it, you guys catch it too. And there's several bands of individuals coming down the street.
What would the range would be?
We're gonna say for right now, it's at extreme range.
Okay,
Let's
I have
try
a
to
plus
leave some
3
alive.
at extreme range. So I am going to try
Be right back, quick.
and shoot the driver of the first vehicle.
Okay. Damage 31.
Oh, actually, it's 32 to the attack. I forgot to add the bipod. Because I did mention before, I was
Is that
bipoding it
plus-
on the...
No, it's just +2 to attack.
Yeah, just to make sure. I mean, that is a
Okay.
impossible attack number, so... If for any reason he's beyond
Jesus
impossible.
fuck!
But that should take out the driver, hopefully.
So now we are in RoboCop, basically.
The shot does hit, but the driver is you don't pierce the driver's armor.
I don't pierce the driver's armor. 31 is more than shit, what's it called? The full body metallo armor.
Or well, you can have like cyber implants for more body.
It's true. Well, in which case, you guys should probably get in the car.
Yeah.
Or at least use the car as cover. Say, open the doors, crouch behind the doors.
Which is exactly what I'm going to do, yeah.
Yeah, Henrik is going to do the same. Then there's a silent standoff.
Wait. You did a 30,
I did
31
a
points.
31 point hit, and it did not pierce his armor. Like I said, this is a problem.
Yes.
As I've reported to you as well. I just shot a guy with a very
you know what?
difficult round, and he's not
Oh.
phased.
Well, do you know what you can do? You can shot the gasoline store on the vehicle to make it
That
explode.
doesn't work in real life.
Oh,
That's not something that happens. He
Yeah,
will just
yeah,
start
well-
losing gas, and I don't think it matters to him right now. I mean, this is like, I just like headshot him. Not technically, but I mean, I basically just shot a guy through the windshield, looking through my rangefinder, noticing that he's like jerked back a little bit, but doesn't care. Doesn't seem to care. This is a scary sight for anybody else.
Yeah. Let me just see if I can find the right one to use.
That would have been enough damage to damage the engine of the car. This guy doesn't care. He's wearing engine car armor.
He has an engine.
He
heavy
steps
flag
out
vest.
and he looks like he's out of Mad Max. He's just wearing engines all over him. Takes off his engine helmet.
Says, vroom, vroom, and then puts it back on.
What then? Try to shoot them in the head.
To be fair, though, that was pretty low on the damage score.
Yeah, it could have been better.
What's the range of your sniper rifle?
1,000. That's the standard range, so that makes extreme range 2,000.
No, I got that. I'm just checking to see because I wanted to make sure that I didn't.
Normally, when you're looking at weapon ranges, it'll list long as their standard range.
Gotcha. I just wanted to be sure of something.
That's what it bases everything else on.
Yeah, I think Enric is going to wait that thing get more epic before he can start live. Because now it's just gonna be like at distance. It's kind of boring.
You say it's kind of boring. I lose modifiers as the closer these things get.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So everybody roll initiative. Let's just take care of that. Let's just handle that right now.
And can we get our token so we can roll initiative and it put automatically on the...
Yeah, you can just throw it onto the table.
Yeah, just throw it onto the table.
Oh.
In fact, I'll clear these guys out so that you're not confused.
Okay. Come on.
Okay. Henrik, Kitty, Juan, Miguel. Let me roll my guy now. I got the right one. Okay.
Well, as long as I don't get shot in the leg, I'm alright.
I mean, it does seem more likely you'll get shot in the leg than anywhere.
Well, I still got some armor on the leg, but not as strong as the head and torso.
Well, I mean, head is where you want most of your armor anyway. Headshots or head damage gets doubled.
Well, I bought the most protective headgear, so.
Which one was that?
All right. Kitty, you're up. What are you doing?
Let's see. Well, there's a whole bunch of cars. An assault rifle can't penetrate them and hurt them inside.
Sniper.
And I have a teeny tiny little gun, so I'm taking cover inside the car right now, I think. I'm gonna wait for my movement. We're just gonna see who pops out.
Okay. So, just for the sake of expediency, we'll say that about... No. At about... Fucking heck.
I would in fact count against expediency, because again, I have modifiers for longer range shots. So
Yeah,
the longer he stays out there, the better off and more shots I get.
Here, meters. Here we go. This is what I'm doing. Give me 1 second, guys.
You might be asking yourself, how did I get into this situation? Well, I'm gonna tell you a funny story.
All about how
Starts
my
when I
life
was
got
rocking
twist
out
turned
and
upside
fucking
down.
bitches.
Oh my god, you guys cracking me up.
Again, I just fired a 60-10 damage weapon at this guy, and he didn't care.
Or maybe he did care.
Well,
Just
he
that
didn't
he
react. How
shot.
about that? He didn't react. It's like if I fired a rocket launcher at you and you just kept walking through it.
Well,
What's WA? That's penalty.
Weapon
or-
accuracy. No, weapon
Oh.
weapon accuracy. Certain weapons give you bonuses to attack, but most actually don't. The vast majority of the weapons only give you
Right.
like +1.
Like my battle glove has a -2 weapon accuracy.
Yeah.
well, my axe has a -1.
Mhm.
My sniper rifle has a +5.
Oh Jesus!
Well,
I
it has a
think- I think-
computerized sight on it.
Well, I think, yeah. Well, I think I kind of bought you the best equipment,
well, I asked for it.
kinda.
No,
We'll
it has a base +3 weapon accuracy, but the cyberlinked version of it, which I got upgraded to, gives it a +2 on top of that. It has computerized sight to give it, more bonuses at different ranges, and I have a bipod, which it's right there in the thing. +2 when
Just-
shooting when the fire remains stationary and is braced.
You're
on
like
object.
on the top of the car, just using like the hood as for the bipod.
Right. Because I was planning to be on the roof of the building over there. But that didn't pan out.
Well, yeah.